So the today's topic I chose after having a long homework. I got end up with Uddhava, the personality which had been discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam uh, two times. So once and in 10th canto, in 11th canto. So I stopped on 10th canto, series by series. So if next time I'll be getting chance, I'll be going for the 11th canto, where Uddhava has been described in other way. But let's start for this first phrase, 10th canto, where Uddhava is visiting Vrindavan. One fine day, let's start from the background. So let me give you a little quick background. So we will moving forward. One fine day, uh, Krishna is dwelled with love and ecstasy of the gopis. He left physically. Krishna left physically when he had to perform his duties, and he returned to Mathura. He did what all he was supposed to do. Kansa had been killed, and now for a minute, Krishna is sitting and missing the love of gopis, and he chose one of his very intimate friend, Uddhava, and also cousin of him, that Uddhava, you go to Vrindavan, Vraja, and meet my parents, meet the gopis, and take my message to them. So Krishna is physically away from them, but actually they all are in his heart. So, again, the message for the general human being is also same, that we probably may love our parents, our loved ones, but for performing the duties, for performing our karma and duties, we have to sacrifice few important things. So after saying this, Krishna is requesting his intimate friend Uddhava, who also looks like same Krishna. He resembles Krishna. All the appearance, all his looks, he resembles to Krishna. Why Krishna chose Uddhava for this such an important duty? He could have asked somebody else to take his message, but then neither the messenger, uh, the Krishna was making sure neither the message was light, nor should be the messenger should be light. And of course, to whom the message is going, they are the topmost devotees. So he was making sure this message, this nectar, should go in the best hands. So Krishna chose Uddhava. Now let's have a one important shloka, and the first shloka of 10th canto, 46th chapter, Visit of Vrindavan of Uddhava. The first chapter itself, Shukadev Goswami is giving the very beautiful explanation of Uddhava Maharaj. I will recite the shloka, and I would request if any of Mataji or Prabhu can also recite. Shri Shukavacha Vrishinanam Paravaro Mantri Krishnasya Daita Sakha Shishyo Brahaspate Sakshad Uddhavo Buddhi, Satatmaha. Once again, Shri Shukavacha Vrashnina Pravaro Mantri Krishnasya Daita Sakha Shishyo Braspate Sakshad Tattvo Buddhi Sattatam. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to recite Mataji's, Prabhuji's?
I will try, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sure.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Vrishinam Pravaro Mantri Krishnasya Daitah Saka Sishyo Brahaspate Sakshat Uddhavo Buddhi Sattamaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I try?
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Shuka Uvacha Vrashnina Pravaro Mantri Krishnasya Dayata Saka Shishyayo Braspate Sakshat Uddhavo Buddhi Sattamaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So, anybody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I try?
Hari Bol, Mataji. Yes, please.
Yesukovacha Vishnīnām pravaro mantri Krishnasya daita sakha shishyo brahaspate sakshat uddhavo buddhi sattama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can you take synonym as well?
Yes, Mataji. Shri Shukavacha, Shukdev Goswami said, Rishnina, of the Rishnis, Pravara, the best, Mantri, advisor, Krishnasya, of Krishna, Daita, beloved, Sakha, friend, Shishya, disciple, Brahaspati, of Brahaspati, the spiritual master of demigods, Sakshat, directly, Uddhava, Buddhi, having intelligence, Sattama, of the highest quality.
Thank you, Mataji. So, anybody will take translation? Pooja Mataji, Santosh Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Shri. Sukdev Goswami said, the supremely intelligent Uddhava was the best considerer of Vrishni dynasty, a beloved friend of Lord Shri Krishna and a direct disciple of Brahaspati.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Acharya gives various reasons why Lord Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavana. It's a big question. It's not a small question. Every Acharya, every Guru, they have also analyzed, why Krishna sent Uddhava only to Vrindavana. The Lord had promised to resident of Vrindavana, Ayasya, I shall return. In Bhagavad Gita also, the reference, the Bhagavatam also has the different reference 39, 35. Also in the previous chapter, Lord Krishna promised Nanda Maharaj, Drashtum Eshyamaha, we will come back to see you, and Mother Yashoda. Again Bhagavatam, same canto 45-23. At the same time, the Lord could not break his promise to Shri Vasudev and Mother Devaki to finally spend some time with them after they had suffered for so many years. Therefore, the Lord decided to send his intimate representative to Vrindavana in his place. The question may be asked, why did Krishna not invite Nanda and Yashoda to his place, to Mathura? According to Srila Jiva Goswami, for the Lord to have exchanged loving feeling with Nanda and Yashoda in the same place at the same time that he has exchanged them with Vasudev and Devaki would have created an awkward situation in the Lord's pastime. Thus, Krishna did not invite Nanda and Yashoda to stay with him in Mathura. So that is the first answer, that why, Krishna would have invited Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda Maiya to Mathura. He could have done that. Why he did not invited them? Because it could have created for Krishna an awkward situation, because one mother who has given the birth and one who has, who had raised him. So simultaneously exchanging the love would be an awkward situation for Krishna. So he didn't want to come into that situation. So that is the first answer. Shri Uddhava is described in this verse as Buddhi Satmaha, the most intelligent, and thus he could expertly pacify the resident of Vrindavana who were feeling such intense separation from Lord Krishna. Then, upon his return to Mathura, Uddhava would describe to all the members of Rishini dynasty the extraordinary pure love he had seen in Vrindavana. Indeed, the love the cowherd men and gopis felt for Krishna was far beyond anything the Lord's other devotees had ever experienced. And by hearing about that love, all the Lord's devotee would increase their faith and devotion. As stated in third canto by Lord himself, no dhavo nav api mana nav nyunya. Uddhav is not even slightly different from me. So Lord himself is saying in third canto that Uddhava is non-different from me, not even slightly different from me. Lord himself is authorize that me and Uddhava is as equal as, like a image of a mirror. Resembling Krishna so much, Uddhava was the perfect person to carry out the Lord's mission in Vrindavan. So Krishna chose, that's the reason Krishna chose Uddhava, that he is the son of Brahaspati, the spiritual master of all the demigods, who is the most intelligent person, who can only deliver this message to gopis, to my parents, and he can only return back with the right message from them to me. So he had that kind of trust, feeling, and trust on his intelligence. In fact, Shri Hari Vamsa stated that Uddhava is son of Vasudev's brother, Devabhaga. Uddhavo Devabhagyasya Mahabhaga Suto Bhavat. In other words, he is cousin brother of Shri Krishna's. So he is cousin brother. He is the best intimate friend. And on the other hand, his own qualities were making him, Krishna, to choose for this pious deed, the most pious deed. Let's move forward. So now we got to understand why Krishna chose Uddhava for this particular task. Moving forward, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, same canto, chapter is same. In fourth verse, Krishna is giving the instruction to Uddhava, and how he is giving. Let's have a glance on that. Tamana manas ka mat prana mat arthe tyakta dehikaha mam eva daitam prastham atmana manasagata ye tyakta loka dharmascha mad arthe tan bribhamahi aham. Once again, tanman manakshatris trishtha prana mad arthe tyakta dehika mam eva daitam prashtham atmanam manasagata ye tyakta loka dharmascha mad arthe tan bribhramahi aham. Anybody would like to take the shloka?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I will try.
Yeah, Mataji, because here Krishna is expressing his word to Uddhava, and in what word, in what what words he chose. This is in this shloka, Mataji. Yeah, please, Mataji.
Okay. तामन् मनक्ष मत्प्राणात् मत्तर्ते त्वत्तदैहिकः मा वेवदैदं प्रस्थम् आत्मानं मनसागतः ये त्यक्ता लोकधर्माश्च मदर्ते तान् विपर्मीहम्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So the translation. Anybody will take the translation, please? Puja Mataji.
Mataji, can I?
Yeah, Mataji. Okay.
The minds of those gopis are always absorbed in me, and their very lives are ever devoted to me. For my sake, they have abandoned everything related to their bodies, renouncing ordinary happiness in this life as well as religious duties necessary for such happiness in the next life. I alone am their dearmost beloved, and indeed their very self. I personally sustain such devotees who, for my sake, give up all worldly duties.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Here, the Lord explains why he wants to send a special message to the gopis. According to the Vaishnava Acharyas, the word Dehika related to the body refers to husbands, children, homes, and so on. The gopis loved Krishna so intensely that they could think of nothing else. Since Sri Krishna maintains ordinary devotees engaged in sadhana bhakti, devotional service, in practice, he will certainly maintain the gopis, his most exalted devotees. So Krishna knows that how intensely gopis are attached and how the mind of gopis are, all the gopis are absorbed in Krishna, and their lives, everything they have devoted for Krishna only. They left everything for Krishna. However, Krishna physically is not there, but Krishna knows that how beloved they are, how lamenting they are, and how they are absorbed 24/7 in the love of Krishna. So Krishna is saying here, the minds of gopis are always absorbed in me, and their very in their very lives are ever devoted to me. For my sake, they have abandoned everything related to their bodies, renouncing ordinary happiness in their life. We know, like when the rasa dance used to happen, they used to leave the child. Hello, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Someone wants to say something?
No, Mataji, you can continue. I think Sunil Prabhu's mic is unmuted. You can continue.
Okay, Hari Bol. So, as we know, in Rasa dance, in a Ras Leela, when Krishna used to, do the Rasa dance, then gopis used to come and they used to abandon everything. The whole lok, large society fear, what people will say for the chastised women. They left everything, and Krishna knows that thing. Krishna understands at what level they have sacrificed for me, and what is the feeling importantly is now going through they are, and what is the separation feeling. Similarly, Krishna is also feeling the same pain. So now Krishna is sending Uddhava to Vrindavan. After having the words of Krishna, Uddhava has reached to Vrindavan. Now, in this in this particular 46th chapter, the all explanation has been given. So I will not go verse by verse. I will just go with word by word, and I'll try to explain in my own words. So because of the time constraint. Similarly, like Uddhava listened the message of Lord, and he took the chariot and he moved to Vrindavana. Once he once he reached there, he found that how beautiful Vrindavana is, and he reached at the time of evening, when the evening time, when the cow and cow herd, all calves, everyone is coming back to Vrija after a whole day. So they all are jumping here and there, and the cows are following the calves. The all dhuli, the dust of cows and calves is in the air. All this present this scene exceptionally transcendental beauty. So that all has been explained in every shloka in 46th chapter. He's moving, Uddhava is moving forward with this. Once he entered in Vrindavana, he's experiencing the beauty of Vrindavana. The all lata, bale, trees, river, the voice of Yamuna, the all this transcendental voice. He is mesmerized, and he was remembering that what Krishna used to say, this is exactly the same. In fact, this is more than what he explained to me. This is more beautiful than that. Uddhava is moving forward. Nand Maharaj, he reached to Nand Maharaj house, and Nand Maharaj welcomed Uddhava warmly. Nand Maharaj, he was also got confused once he saw Uddhava, because Krishna and Uddhava, they resembles each other mostly in every way. So he also got confused, but he found the difference, that okay, this is the personality of the messenger from Krishna. And this cowherd king, Nand Maharaj, he welcomed him, and he fed him nicely, made him seated comfortably on bed. And then Uddhava asked the welfare of everyone. So now Nanda Maharaj is, receiving all the anguishes of Krishna's parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. Uddhava is exchanging all the well-beings of Mathura, and he's explaining that everybody is well, everybody is in good health, and how Krishna is missing. That also Uddhava is explaining. Then Nanda Maharaj also remembers the pastime of Krishna. Nanda Maharaj is totally dwelled in the childhood of Krishna, starting from Putana Vada, Vratasura, Trinavatara, Bakasura, how Krishna killed all the demons. Nanda Maharaj is explaining to Uddhava that, this is how our Kanha was. From the beginning, from the childhood only, he had killed all these demons. These many leelas he has done. So Nanda Maharaj is going in the pastime of Krishna in Vraja. He's explaining all the deed, what he had done, what he used to do, how he used to go, what he loved to do, what he loved to eat, everything Nanda Maharaj is explaining. Now turn comes of Yashoda Maiya, because Yashoda Maiya, okay, Nanda Maharaj is explaining, he is quite in the position of understanding, but Maiya Yashoda, she had raised Krishna. She's totally full of tears. She's just keep watching Uddhava. First, that Uddhava is resembling to Krishna. Second, he had he had bring the message of Krishna. So for Yashoda Maiya, she is totally with the love and ecstasy of Krishna, that she could not even speak. She is keep crying. She is her breast is also got filled with milk. So in every shloka, it has given in so detailed that and Shuka Goswami, Suta Goswami has given the very elaborative explanation how Maya Yashoda is feeling now. What is the scene set up there? Everything has been given, and how Maya Yashoda is, barely could say anything. Now, Uddhava, from 29 to 43 shloka, Uddhava is consoling both and Maharaj Nand and Maya Yashoda. He's consoling. He is pacifying. He is specifying with all loving words that, your Krishna, your Kanha is absolutely fine. He is doing, you should be happy. He is doing all his duties. He has gone for the good deeds. He has to perform his duties. So he is pacifying in all his manners. And yes, he also says in particular one shloka, he also says that, you both of you have done certainly a very, very pious and good deed, that you got a son like Narayana. In 30th, 10, 46, 30th, it has given that Shri Uddhava said, "O respectful Nanda, certainly you and Mother Yashoda are the most praiseworthy persons in the entire world, since you have developed such a loving attitude towards Lord Narayana, the spiritual master of living beings." So this is what Uddhava is saying to Nand Maharaj and Maya Yashoda. Now, after all this pacification, listening, now it's night time, and everybody is going to sleep. And as you know, like after midnight, the gopis used to wake up early, like 3:30, and they start churning the butter. So by that time they were talking, the time was like that, and Uddhava started listening the mesmerizing voice, the Krishna song, and the voice of bangles, that they are churning the butter, and the mesmerizing voice is coming. Uddhava is totally totally in a kind of ecstasy. And Krishna knew this, that this will all happen, that he should not drown. That's why he had to send an intelligent person that emotionally or by any kind of influence should not touch upon. But see, Uddhava, he is totally dual, and he is feeling the love. He is in the environment where he is speechless. I mean, he has the message of Krishna, but he don't know how he'll be going to face. Now the first phase is over. Parents, he met the parents, he listened to them, he pacified them. Now the starting of most important deed is meeting with gopis. So he's listening in early morning, the all bangle voice, the chirping voice of birds, and birds are chirping. The sun is about to come out, and the gopis are singing the melodious songs of Krishna. And this chapter ends here. Now 47th chapter is starting with deliverance of the message of Lord to gopis, where he will console them, and then he will return to Mathura. So The chapter is quite long. I will not go one by one. I have concised as per my capacity. Before this, Krishna is while Krishna is concluding himself with the Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, he gives a very important message here that Krishna is neutral. Krishna is neutral to everyone, because Maya Yashoda is saying that now he is in Mathura. He has forgot us. He probably Devaki love must have captured him. Now he is no more remembering me. So then Uddhava is giving this beautiful answer. Nahe asyasi asyati priya kaschin na priyo vaste amanina no atmano notmo nadhamo vapi samanasasya ma vipaha pivaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So what Uddhava is saying, for him no one is especially dear or despicable, superior or inferior, and yet he is not indifferent to anyone. He is free from all desire for respect and yet gives respect to all others. This is what he is concluding that day with Maya Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. That Krishna is neutral. Neither he is inferior, nor he is superior, not even, neither he is enemy, nor his friend. And at last, he is free from all desire and respect, and yet gives respect to all others. Very beautiful shloka and very important one. In the lectures also, it has been emphasized. So I thought to share with you all. Hare Krishna. Moving forward. Next day, early morning, now the most important phase has come for Uddhava. He is going to face gopis. Those are in a big, deep separation from Krishna. They are crying from the ears, and how Uddhava is going to face them. Very difficult. Now in 47th chapter, he is, all explanation has been given. I went through, but since this is quite long, so I would not go in so much detail, but I would, those who have not heard or listened, please go through with translation to translation, and please feel the love of gopis. Now, he is in front of what happens is, so early morning, gopis are watching that the chariot is in front of Nand Maharaj. So they feel, who has come? Probably somebody has come from Mathura. And if we are not wrong, then Akrura has also come. I think once again Akrura has come. First he came for Krishna and Balram to take off. Now I think he wants to take us. He wants to take us to Mathura. So they went and they see that somebody resembles, somebody's as exactly like Krishna is standing there. And for a moment, they got still that, Krishna is here. Krishna is returned back. The more near they went, they found that no, this is not Krishna. This is somebody else, probably the messenger of Lord. So they are still thinking, they are just thinking that who could be, how could be, what could be. That is all going on. They went to near Uddhava, and Uddhava is bowing the heads and in front of gopis. Gopis also honored Uddhava with their shy, smiling glances and pleasing words. They took him to the quiet place and seated with him comfortably and began to question him. Now the main scene starts. For they recognize him for the messenger. They understood that that he is the messenger, the master of goodness and the master of Krishna. So he has all the answers of our questions. So one gopi also said that we know that you are the personal servant of Krishna, the chief of the Yadus, and that you have come here on the order of your good master, who desired to give pleasure to his parents. We see nothing else he might consider worth remembering in these cow pastures of Raja. Indeed, the bonds of affection for one's family members are difficult to break, even for a sage also. you know. So what gopis are saying, yeah, we understand that, okay, Krishna has sent you because he must be distressed because he's away from the parents. So for the desire of parents pleasure, he must be missing the parents and the cows, everybody. So he must be missing. That is also difficult for a sage. Then they are full of, they have so much in their heart. Now one important which has been also given in the lectures which I heard, that one gopi even says that through this shloka, I will go for the translation, that he has sent you for the parents, for the cows, for the Vraja, but for us, there's nothing. And how she is saying, this is what has been given in 10:47:7. Nishwam tajyanti ganika apalpam nirpatim prajaha adhita vidya acharyam rityujo data dakshinam. A prostitute earns a penniless man, subjects an incompetent king, student their teacher once they are finished their education, and priest a man who has remunerated them for a sacrifice. The way prostitute leaves a penniless man because he is having no money. One incompetent praja or the kingdom leaves the king, and a student leaves the teacher once the education is finished, and a priest leaves a man once the remuneration part is over after the sacrifice. Similarly, Krishna has left us. So we are nothing for him. We are nothing for him. And Uddhava is saying, no, I have the message for you from Krishna. But they are not pacifying. They say that he has left us like a prostitute leaves the man who is not having money. And they are giving all these various examples, the king, the student, the priest. Moving forward, they say, bird abandon a tree when its fruit are gone. Guest a house after they have eaten. Animals leave the forest once it is burned down. And a lover, the woman he enjoyed, even though she remains attached to him. Birds leaves the tree, right? Once the fruits are gone. Guests leave the house when they have eaten, once they are done with their work. Animal also leave the forest once it is blown down. And a lover, the woman he has enjoyed, even though she remains attached to him. So our condition is that we were so attached to Krishna that he has left us in such a manner, but we are attached to him so much. We can't leave him. We are so attached to him. Now they are asking several questions. The question answer round is going on and on and on. Is Krishna interrupted by the loving women of Mathura? Because Vraj is a village and Mathura is a city. So they are in a very question. They are questioning whether he is entrapped by lovely women of Mathura, the women of city. Did he get married to a princess after defeating Kansa? Huh? And here I have just quoted, the highlighted one. We are constantly remembering his walking style, joking manner, and his sweet smile. So look at us, Uddhava. We are lamenting for him. We are in a great separation. But has Krishna married with someone, princess or any city women in Mathura? What all is there? Please tell us. Now, while this all is going on, one of the gopi, she is watching Bumblebee, and Mataji's and Prabhuji's. I think 2 years back, there's Srimad Bhagavatam classes were going on in Ramadan days. So I used to go, and when Prabhu is here, I think you all know Harinam Prabhu, and he had explained in a manner that it is always there in my heart. The way he explained. So I will also give a try that how this one gopi is talking to Bumblebee, and sarcastically she is passing all her message, all her heart feelings to Uddhava. So it starts this is the Bumblebee, if you can see, and this is the gopi who is going to talk with Bumblebee. Basically, she's saying all these words, what we are going to recite to Uddhava indirectly. So if I can request everybody to go one by one, so we can finish it by time. So in text number 11, one of the gopis, while meditating on her previous association with Krishna, saw a honeybee before her and imagined it to be a messenger sent by her beloved. Thus she spoke as follows. So I will start from text number 12, like what this gopi is saying to honeybee, and basically the message to Uddhava. The gopi said, "O honeybee, O friend of cheater, don't touch my feet with your whiskers, which are smeared with the kumkuma that rubbed onto Krishna's garland when it was crushed by the breast of rival lover. Let Krishna satisfy the women of Mathura. One who sends a messenger like you will certainly be ridiculed in Yadu's assembly." So this gopi is starting that, Krishna is cheater. Oh, friend of cheater, don't touch my feet. Huh? And now Krishna must be satisfied with the women of Mathura. So the one who sends a messenger will certainly be ridiculed. So she's putting out all her heart feeling. We will go on one by one because it's very lovely and very nice. And actually, it was my desire that this Bumblebee talk we must recite once. So I got this opportunity, Matajis and Prabhujis. Please go one by one. Text number 13.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Should I take the name, or we'll go ourselves? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you can prefer the names, Mataji.
Okay, Venkat Prabhu, then start with you.
Sorry, Mataji. Text number 13. After making us drink the enchanting nectar.
Prabhu, sorry,
Yes.
1 minute. Yeah, Prabhu. So I will advise everybody to think that we are the gopis. However, we have no capability. We are the gopis, and we are talking to Uddhava. So have this mood and please recite. Yes, Prabhu, please go on. Sorry, Prabhu.
Text number 13. After making us drink the enchanting nectar of his lips only once, Krishna suddenly abandoned us, just as you might quickly abandon some flowers. How is it then that goddess Padma willingly serves his lotus feet? Alas, the answer must certainly be that her mind has been stolen away by his dedictful words. Haribo.
Deceitful words. Yeah. Text number 14, Sant Gopeshwar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Oh B, why do you sing here so much about the Lord of the Yadus in front of us homeless people? These topics are old news to us. Better you sing about that friend of Arjuna in front of his new girlfriends, the burning desire in whose breast he has now relieved. Those ladies will surely give you the charity you are begging.
Hari Bol. Text number 15. Puja Mataji is there?
Yes, Mataji.
Please, Mataji. Text number 15.
Just a minute. In heaven, on earth, or in subterranean sphere, what women are unavailable to him? He simply inches his eyebrows and smiles with deceptive charm, and they all become his. The supreme goddess herself worships the dust of his feet. So what is our position in comparison? But at least those who are wretched can chant his name. Uttama Sloka. Thank you,
Hari Bol.
Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji. Text number 16. Ati Sundari Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sunil Prabhu. Sadhu Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, your voice is breaking to me. Is it with everyone? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. It looks Prabhu signal is
Are you able to hear me, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhu. Now it's fine. Please, Sunil Prabhuji.
Mataji, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, but your voice is
Is it
disturbing actually. Prabhu, no.
Okay.
I will
Prabhu, yeah, can we go to Vasant Prabhu? Meanwhile, Prabhu, you please check your connection. We can't listen to you, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. Okay.
Yeah, now we are able to hear Prabhu.
Yeah,
Please read,
it is
Prabhu.
better now. Hare
Sadhu
Krishna.
Prabhu. Okay, I'll read Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Keep your head off my feet. I know what you are doing. You expertly learned diplomacy from Mugunta, and now you come as his messenger with flattering words. But he abandoned those who, for his sake alone, gave up their children, husbands, and all other relations. He's simply ungrateful. Why should I make up with him now?
See what all she's saying, that all diplomacy he has expertly learned and taught you and sent to in front of us. Text number 17. Preeta Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Like a hunter, he cruelly shot the king of the monkeys with arrows. Because he was conquered by a woman, he disfigured another woman who came to him with lusty desires. And even after consuming the gifts of Mali Maharaj, he bound him up with ropes as if he were a cow. So let us give up all friendship with this dark complexioned boy, even if we can't give up talking about him. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Let's listen more. Text 18. Tanvani Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. To hear about the pastimes that Krishna regularly performs is nectar for the ears. For those who relish just a single drop of that nectar, even once, their dedication to material duality is ruined. Many such persons have suddenly given up their wretched homes and families, and themselves becoming wretched, traveled here to Vrindavan to wander about like birds, begging for their living. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Himanshu Prabhu is there? No? Venkat Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
19th, Prabhu, 19th.
19 Prabhu.
Text 19. Faithful taking his deceitful words as true, we become just like the black deer's foolish wives who trust the cruel hunter's
Cruel
song.
hunter song.
Thus, we repeatedly felt the sharp pain of lust caused by the touch of his nails. O messenger, please talk about something besides Krishna. Hari Bol.
So, oh messenger, please talk something else which is beside Krishna. We do not want to listen about Krishna. Text 20, oh friend of my dear one, has my beloved sent you here again? I should honor you, friend. So please choose whatever boon you wish. But why have you come here to take us to him? Whose conjugal love is so difficult to give up. After all, gentle bee, his comfort is the goddess Shri, and she is always with me, staying upon his chest. Last but not the least, we can understand the separation feeling of gopis. Oh Dhava, it is indeed regrettable that Krishna resides in Mathura. Does he remember his father's household affairs and his friends, the cowherd boys? Oh great soul, does he ever talk about us, his maidservant? When will he lay on our heads his guru scented hands? So this is all the pure feelings has been elaborated by Shukadev Goswami, and we can feel the separation feeling of all the gopis, what they are going through, how they are lamenting. So this is what the chapter name itself is also the bee song, actually, the bee song. So that goes. Yeah. So finally, once everybody complains, question, answer round, everything is finished. Finally, the time to deliver the message of Lord to gopis. And here Uddhava is giving the message of Lord. What is that? Let's recite Srimad Bhagavatam, 47 chapter 29. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhavati Nam Vyogo Mena Bhavati Nam Vyogo Mena Hi Bhavati Nam Vyogo Me Nahi Sarvata Mana Kvachit Yatha Bhutani Bhuteshu Kam Vyayu Agnir Jalam Mahi Tatha Haham Cha Mana Prana Bhutendriya Guna Ashraha. I will read once again for my own purification, for my own understanding, and for my self-introspection. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhavati Nam Vyogo Me Nahi Sarvatamana Kavachit Yatha Bhutani Bhuteshu Kaham Vyahu Kaham Vyahu Agnir Jalam Mahi Tatha Aham Cha Mana Prana Bhutendriya Guna Ashreha. Anybody would like to recite Mataji's, Prabhuji's?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I
Hare
will try.
Krishna.
Yeah, bro, please.
Sorry, Prabhu. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Bhavatinam Yogomi Nahi Sarvatmana Kvachit Yata Bhutani Bhuteshu Kam Vayu Agnir Jalam Maha Tataham Cha Maha Prana Bhutedriya Gunashrayah.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Vasant Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhavati Nam Vyago Me Nahi Sarvatmana Kvachit यथा भूतानि भूतेषु कं व्यावग्निर्जलं मही तथाहं च मनः प्राण भूतेन्द्रिय गुणाश्रयः. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'll go quickly with translation. The Supreme Lord said, translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, the Supreme Lord says, you are never actually separated from me. So this is the message. This is what the entire chapter concludes, that what message Supreme Lord had sent to gopis. Let's understand. The Supreme Lord is saying, you are never actually separated from me, for I am the soul of all creation, just as the element of nature, ether, air, fire, water, and earth are present in every created thing. So I am present within everyone's mind, life, air, and senses, and also within the physical elements and the modes of material nature. Krishna has given a very detailed information that I'm never been away from you and I will never be away from you. The purport is also very beautiful, so I will quickly go with purport as well. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. According to Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the apparently philosophical language of the Lord's statement conceals a deeper meaning. The Supreme Lord was secretly telling the gopis that he, by way of reciprocating their special love for him, was present with them not only as the soul of all creation, but also as their special lover. In this sense of the verse, the word guna indicates the gopis' special divine qualities, which attracted Sri Krishna, and the word Sarvatmana, which we have here translated in reference to Lord Krishna himself, corresponding to the word wing, to the word me, which is also in the instrumental case, is also understood in the sense of sarvatha or completely. In other words, although in one sense Lord Krishna was absent, he could never be completely absent, since in his spiritual form he is always in the hearts and minds of gopis. In Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and other books, Srila Prabhupada has elaborately explained that the reason Lord Krishna separated himself from the gopis was so intensify their love for him, and as Uddhava noted, to bless other devotees by revealing to them the intensity of the gopis' love. In fact, the Lord was spiritually present with the gopis, since they are his eternal associates. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti further points out that foolish persons will conclude that Sri Krishna's use of philosophical language meant that the Lord was trying to bring the gopis to the point of liberation by explaining basic point of Krishna conscious philosophy. In truth, the gopis are the most exalted liberated souls, and their pastimes with Sri Krishna must be understood with the help of authorized acharyas, which we always come across, which we always understand, that the love for gopis cannot be understood just by this material mind. When the gopis came for the rasa dance, Sri Krishna tried to preach karma yoga to them, emphasizing ordinary ethics and morality, but the gopis were beyond that. Similarly, Lord Krishna now offers them jnana yoga or metaphysical philosophy, but this is also inadequate for the gopis who have achieved spontaneous, unalloyed love for Krishna. Hari Bol. So this concludes with the love what gopis were having. Nobody can, no dhyana yoga, no karma yoga, no other kind of tapa can meet the love for the love what gopis were having. And this has been explained and this has been understood by Uddhava. And how Uddhava is, is, I mean, further Uddhava understood the love, the ecstasy, everything. And Uddhava also distribute this message also to the world that what kind of gopis were having the most intensified love for Krishna, which was beyond the all karma yoga, all the jnana yoga, which Krishna was also trying to teach, but they were beyond everything. No philosophy, no metaphysical philosophy, nothing. They had achieved a high unalloyed love for Lord. So that has been given here, that has to be understood through the purport that how Krishna is explaining his message to the gopis and what was the state of mind of gopis where they were already reached in the love of Krishna. Here I would conclude with some takeaways through this entire visit and the Leela, what Krishna had once again tried to deliver to the general public, those who've been always misunderstood gopis, their lovers, but that is not the case. So, however, the chapter 46 and 47 both are very, very long. So I tried to compress as per my capacity. If you all get time, please go through the translations one by one, and please feel the kind of love gopis are having, how they are lamenting, what they are feeling in separation, and after meeting Uddhava, what exactly they are feeling. And the bumblebee, please, this bumblebee song, you must all go once again. Very beautiful. So the takeaways from this visit and from the gopis is, actually gopis are perfect in knowledge of Krishna, while the jivas are, we jivas, all the jivas are forgetful. So while, when Krishna left Vrindavana, and gopis are separated from Krishna, so it's not they are away from Krishna. They are actually not. Already Krishna is with each one of them. So they are already perfect with the knowledge of Krishna, because their love is the highest form of love. Second takeaway from this entire both chapters, no separation between fire and air. So similarly, there is no separation between jivas and Krishna. So what we understood is that Krishna is situated in each and every jiva, whether it is a tinka of grass, a little tinge of grass or a leaf, or one drop of water, or any jiva like a ant, anything. So there's no separation. Krishna is with everyone. It is only the feeling, who feels or who doesn't. So similarly, like fire and air cannot be separated. Same like jivas and Krishnas cannot be separated. We are suffering because of forgetfulness. So because we are forgetting Krishna, and we are forgetting his presence. That's the reason we are suffering. Moving forward, as rivers flows towards the ocean, everything leads to Krishna. So whatever we are doing, end of the day, everything is going to Krishna. In today's time, you can all see everybody, people are leaving millions of amount in their bank account, and they have gone. There are many families, the entire family has gone. Everything is destroyed. So nothing is permanent here. Everything has to be, everyone has to be destroyed, and everything has to go to the go to Krishna. As river flows towards ocean, and it takes with it, with itself, it takes everything to ocean. Same. Only through bhakti one can understand Krishna. So one thing is very clear, that only through bhakti you can understand Krishna. If you will, without taste, how you will say that this is the juice of apple, or this is the juice of, if I will give you in the steel ka glass and I will close your eyes, how you will come to know until you will not taste the juice, that this is apple juice or orange juice, So without bhakti, similarly, you cannot enjoy Krishna. You cannot understand his pastime activities. You cannot understand the love for gopis, love for Uddhava, love for Arjuna, the all relationship what he had during his time. Simply by understanding simply by understanding Krishna, all knowledge is known and perfection is attained. So the one who has understood Krishna, the all knowledge is known and the perfection can be attained. The all perfection, the highest perfection goal of the human life is to understand Krishna and the pure love for Krishna. That's all. Krishna doesn't want anything else. This is what my understanding, Prabhuji's, Mataji's. I took these two chapters for my own purification, for my own understanding, and to understand the Krishna's pastime with Uddhava, with gopis, and same time with the love of each and every jiva, how he performed all his duties, that all we should admire, we should all learn from Krishna. And acquiring Krishna, yes, it is as easy as nothing and as complex as we can make. So it's very simple. Do bhakti, develop the love for Krishna, and do understand this is the higher perfection of goal of human life. As per my capacity, I try to elaborate. Forgive me if I commit any mistake. My humble obeisances to the association, to Srila Prabhupada, to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Sorry if I overshooted with the time.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam Mataji. Yeah, class was very excellent, and I could understand that bhakti is a necessity of the bhakti, and the only the way we can understand Krishna is through bhakti. The class was good, Mataji. I request one by one to come forward and give their feedback. First, I request Tanjuni Mataji is available.
Yes, Prabhu.
Please, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. I missed the beginning part. I joined in a little late. This was first time hosting for Rank Prabhu, and I missed it. I'm really sorry, Venkat Prabhu.
No,
And
Mataji.
I really wish I was there for it. So, but then I'm sure you would have done excellent, and I will get to hear from the other speakers about it. Coming to Mamta Mataji, what a beautiful topic. I mean, this is an ever enlightening, ever hair-raising, and very beautiful this thing. Firstly, I'm really happy that you're going to take shelter. Secondly, Mataji, about this topic, you have gone really, it shows that you have really studied your part, and you have like tried to take out as much nectar and provide us also with the same. So thank you for that. I really appreciate the effort that had gone behind it. It showed your effort. So otherwise, it was beautiful just hearing all the pastimes of this and the gopis. I mean, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much, ma'am. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, I tried my best. Since it was first, I had a little bit struggling in the beginning, but I managed it. But I thank you and all the devotees for giving me this opportunity. And second, uh, I request Vasan Prabhu to come forward and give his feedback.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Very nice.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Yeah, very nice comparing Prabhu, like, and the way you sung and the thank Guru, because I think like if this is the first time I'm hearing like the compare thanking Guru and doing like a pranams to Guru. So I may be like a ignorant of others comparing, but really you started by uh, doing like a dandavats to Guru. Very nice, Prabhu. Like a very nice way of like a starting. Amazing kirtan, like a soulful and a soul touching kirtan. You sang it from the heart, like a thanks a lot. And nice comparing also. Then Mamta Mataji, like a the way you taken this class was amazing. So nicely, like you taken us to the whole pastime of this Leela, like a nicely done, very nice. Like you covered it with the remembrance of like a how gopis like a were trying to imitate like a Krishna, try to scold Krishna like in all those things, because we all know we are all we all are like a trying to remember Krishna, but gopis were unable to forget Krishna. Like even they were saying, we want to forget Krishna, but we are unable to do. So that is a status of gopis, like because they always like immersed in the thoughts of Krishna. He can be Krishna can never be taken away like from their thoughts, even if he's like doing a lot of leela with them. So amazingly, like the Rasa Panchadya week is going on like in Damodar Desh also. So today also like they sang very nicely. Shivala Prabhu and his family like they sang very nicely. The whole Gopi Gita song, like a 10th canto, 31st chapter, all the 19 slokas. So very nicely done. So amazing, Mataji. Like and Uddhava, while he enters to Vrindavan, he thought like he is going to teach some message to the gopis. So in that thoughtful, like he is coming because as you rightly mentioned, so Krishna sends the top of his messenger to pass his message, because like he consider Uddhava is a great scholar and like the best of the thing in knowledge. So that is the reason he chooses Uddhava to pass this knowledge and to pass this message to gopis. While entering into Vrindavan, there is one chapter like which explains Uddhava feels like a very tall in knowledge, like a very scholared one. But after meeting the gopis and after hearing like their whole narrations and like a thoughtful of Krishna, so he felt I came here to deliver the message, but in now after coming here, I got the learning from the gopis. Like that is the whole of like this Uddhava pastime explains. So he learned a lot of things from gopis. Like that very nicely you summarized in the last point of like the takeaway. Simply by understanding Krishna, all knowledge is known and perfection situated attained. So that one statement like a summarize the whole of this Uddhava pastimes like a with gopis in Vrindavan. Thanks, Mataji. Amazing. Like the bumblebee narration also very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Vasant Prabhu. Thank you, Tanvini Mataji. Thank you for motivating me as always.
Thank you, Vasan Prabhu. As usual, you covered all the areas. Prabhu, you mentioned some program is going on. Can you please elaborate about that, Prabhu, if time permits?
Yeah, Prabhu. Prabhu, like here, the Damodar Desh, usually the Nityam Bhagavata Sevya every day, like from morning 4:30, they will do the Aarti and they will do the what to say, they does like the full Mangala, then chanting, then they were doing the Srimad Bhagavatam recitation. This going on for last 10 plus years in Srinaji temple. So because now due to the lockdown and like a pandemic situation, what they have done is like they were unable to meet in person, and they just try to connect via Zoom. So now like they are in the 10th canto and 31st chapter, like it is 29, 30, 31st and 32nd, like all these 5 chapters are called Rasa Panjatya, like it is a topmost the knowledge of like from Srimad Bhagavatam, so that they try to recite like every day the two Gopi Geet song, and they will do the Srimad Bhagavatam like various speakers, Sarvabhama Prabhu and Sarvabhama Prabhu, like Devaki Nandan Prabhu, likewise like a lot of Maharaj. Everyone is taking these classes. It is fully in Hindi, though I could not able to attend much, like only this song part I try to recite, because I am doing that YouTube seva also with Your All Mercy. So that is the reason it is recorded live in YouTube also. You can refer those recordings. I will send, especially like today the way they sang is amazing. Like this 19 slokas you must hear. I got goosebumps like by hearing that today. So I request all of you like to listen that. The way they sang was very very nice. Like and that is amazing, Prabhu. Like that's what.
Thank you, Prabhu. Please share it, Prabhu.
Sure.
And
Subscribe the
Prabhu,
channel also. You can subscribe that channel also, so that you
okay,
can
okay.
get the recordings. Like
Prabhu, Mataji is available, Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu.
Please. Dandat Pranam, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the beautiful bhajan. And like good to hear from you after a long time, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I need to
And
thank you all, Mataji.
Hare Bol, Prabhu. And coming to Mamata Mataji, sadhu, amazing Mataji, like beautiful class, wonderful narration. Like you have very nicely explained like how our minds should be completely absorbed in Krishna, like the gopis, and their intensity of love towards Krishna. Like they were longing to see Krishna for a longer period, and we could sense that the feeling of separation, the Vipralamba Bhava they were having. Um, and you very nicely described the B song, like each and everything you are going step by step. So I could sense that you have really enjoyed the way of expressing like how you have entered yourself into that Leela, and you could made us feel that the same loving mood. So many thanks for that, Mataji. And one thing is like we are also misdirected due to this material relationships and everything. So like we are forgetting our eternal relationship with Krishna, and not even having that tinge of love which gopis were having towards Krishna. But through that sadhu sangha, or the good association, the devotees association, and also through the process of the bhakti yoga, because that is the ultimate shelter, which by this way we can revive our lost relationship with Krishna. So by this way like everything will be revealed to us, and we also can come to the stage of the perfection. At last, I like the best thing, like where you said like he was trying to console gopis with like by saying by talking about karma yoga and jnana yoga, but they are their love towards Krishna is something beyond which we can't imagine. So the importance of the loving unalloyed devotion, and also the hearing about Krishna, just by hearing the intensity of love or the attachment towards Krishna increases. So many thanks, Mataji, and it's very obvious that you have released the nectar. So by understanding this deep subject matter, and you have taken like a huge efforts to project it to in the same manner towards us. So many thanks, Mataji. Hare Krishna once again for wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your kind words.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can I, sorry, Santagopeshwar Prabhu, can I request you, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, it was it was a very nice kirtan, and I think after many years, I could hear your voice, Prabhu. So thank you, Prabhu, for this wonderful kirtan, for a good start of the day. Thank you very much, Prabhu. And
Thank you all, Prabhu. Krishna
Hari
Prabhu.
Bol, Prabhu. And Mamta Mataji, very nice topic, and you have very nicely described the topic. You spoke about it, discussed about it. Very nice, Mataji. Hari Bol. This topic, as Nandini Mataji said, it is really very as I would say, full of ras, very juicy. So every time, and never-ending juice. So every time you hear about it, you still feel that rasa in them, and it shows how merciful, how Uddhava was very close to Krishna. Krishna actually did a big favor on Uddhava by sending him as the messenger to gopis, and gopis actually gave their that rare mercy to Uddhava that actually changed his, and even in Brihad Bhagavatamrita we have seen that after he used to have that pride because of his bodily similarities, and he was very close to Krishna. He kind of had that subtle pride. I mean, that is all spiritual. We cannot compare it to material pride, but he had that subtle pride, and that was being completely thrashed out by the gopis. So that is a big mercy that the gopis have done, given to Uddhava, and even his encounter with Radharani. So I do not recollect the source, but it is mentioned. I heard it very long time back that when he went there, the gopis took him to Radharani, and Radharani was like a thin golden statue sitting, sleeping on the bed of lotus flowers. Because of her separation from Krishna, her body was actually very hot, as if she has got fever. And it is said that even if these lotuses, they are meant to be cool, they quickly got dried up. And even the chandan that was being applied on her body, that quickly got dried up. So we could understand how much she was burning in the separation of Krishna. And Uddhava at one time thought that she is probably dead, because he could not see her breathing. And then the gopi, one of the gopis, she kept a piece of cotton near her nostrils, and then they could see that there was some breath coming in and out. But it seemed as if she may die the next moment. So this was the situation, and even in this situation, she was with her eyes closed. She was just thinking about Krishna. And as all the gopis, we heard throughout this narration of what gopis say, the response of gopis, they were continuously calling Krishna cheater. So even Radharani said he's a cheater. He's black not only from outside but also from inside. He's just a cheater. So she was continuously thinking about Krishna, and then that bumblebee comes in front of Radharani when she's in that angry mood. She sees that bumblebee, and then bumble going to her feet, which Mataji has very nicely spoken about. So this is how they were actually burning from that separation of Krishna, which was just few years, and unfortunately we have been separated from Krishna for millions and millions of years, zillions, maybe, probably in my case at least. So, but I mean, there is not even a tinge of that feeling of separation in my case. So I hope I can only hope. I just pray and hope that I also become realize of that separation from Krishna, and I work towards going back to Godhead. And this separation is, I mean, throughout that response we could see that the way they were cursing him in every sentence, it is because they were so much desperate to meet him. I mean, usually we do that, right? When we are very desperate to say something, we kind of use some unparliamentary words, and so they in one of the slokas, Gopi said to Uddhava that just like a wealthy person goes to a prostitute, gives her plenty of money, enjoys her throughout the night, and goes back without again thinking about a prostitute, we can understand they are trying to give this analogy to understand their position in Krishna. So they're kind of comparing themselves with a prostitute. We all know that gopis are such a chaste women, but for such women, not in Kali Yuga, we are talking 5,000 years back, we know how these women were, how they thought about. For them to compare themselves with a prostitute, we can understand what their mood would be. What would be that fire of separation that they are actually burning themselves inside out. So I just pray to gopis, to Krishna, to gurus, that I get some mercy so that I can realize that I'm actually separated from Krishna and actually work towards it. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for taking this wonderful topic. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. All inspirations from you and the association that I could able to speak about this subject matter. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your kind words.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shantu Gopeshwar Prabhu. Actually, Mataji has ignited the fire, and you have fueled it. And Vasant Prabhu has supported by adding woods to that, Prabhu. It is very nice, Prabhu. Prabhu, can I request Mataji to join, Prabhu? Is Mataji with you,
Yes,
Prabhu?
Prabhu. Prabhu, yes, Prabhu,
Ah,
I'm here.
okay, Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. Please. Dandavat, Prabhu.
Very beautiful. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you for joining us. I remember our first class in Sunil Prabhuji's home, where we started this thing, not Srimad Bhagavatam actually, but taking up a topic and speaking about it. So I remember you and Sunil Prabhu, Prita Mataji, Vasant Prabhu, me and Santosh, all were in July, August time. So at that time we joined and we started. Because of your association, because of your humbleness, we could progress in our spiritual journey. So Prabhuji, thank you for beautiful kirtan. And then and then coming to Mataji, Mataji, I remember you telling this about Harinam Prabhuji's class while coming back from Ramadan classes. We were so impressed by the class, and then you were studying on the way, reading Bhagavatam, and then while coming back also, next day while coming back again to the other class, you were talking about it to me. So I can feel that same enthusiasm now towards the, like, you told me I will take this topic, Mataji, in Srimad Bhagavatam class. I was waiting, and today after 2 years the day came. Very nice class, Mataji, awesome class. As as it was for me, at least it was much more better than what I heard on that day. Very beautiful class, Mataji. The way you have engaged all, it was very beautiful. And the way the last line you said, that the perfection of any religious activities, or this is loving or understanding Krishna. So hope is very in that perfect stage. So very beautiful, Mataji. To add to that, in Vrindavan, as you have said, like Krishna was the only pleasurable thing for all the gopis and Brajavasis. For without him, it was very difficult. Like it was in their mind, it was only Krishna, which used to haunt them. So one of the Bilva Mangal Thakur, he wrote Govind Damodar Ashtakam. In that one of the verse, there are many verses narrating how gopis used to remember Krishna, call out for Krishna. And one of the verse says that Vikretu kama kila gopi kanya murari padarpita chitta vritte dandyadikam mohavashad avachor Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So it happens that a young gopi whose mind is completely absorbed in Krishna's Krishna, she instead of calling, she has a desire to sell off her milk, dahi, and butter, or everything, whatever she has brought. But instead of that, instead of calling out for milk for sale, she is completely absorbed and she is calling Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So here she's calling Krishna's name instead of calling. So that kind of absorption gopis, for them everything is Krishna. So very beautiful class, Mataji. Thank you so much for taking up this topic. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for adding on such a beautiful line. Yeah, I remember Mataji 2 years back, Harinam Prabhu. I got inspired from that only. So I thought to just revisit this pastime once again. And yeah, I will not deny that, yes, how much I dwelt. Verse by verse, I went, and as if, I am in the scene. So I don't know how much I was able to elaborate it by words, but yes, I really like the song, the sarcasm which Radharani has thrown on Uddhava and the entire Leela. It was really very dear to me, and yes, I got inspired from that only, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for the association.
Thank
Hare
you very much
Krishna.
for the class, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam, Mataji. Really, I'm happy to be associated with you, Mataji, because yeah, in those days, I yeah, I know how I became humble only due to the associations with devotees like you and all. Otherwise, I know my nature. So, Mataji, I need to thank you all. So, and I'm really appreciate your memory power also, Mataji. Really, my memory is very very bad. I will forget the yesterday's evening things also in the morning. So, thank you for recalling those memorable days, Mataji. Thanks a lot, Mataji. And coming back to Ati Sundari Mataji, Hare Krishna. Can I invite Ati Sundari Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Prabhuji, thank you so much. Very, very long time we heard your Kirtan. So
Thank you for
beautiful.
giving me the opportunity, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, beautiful Kirtan, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And very nice comparing, Prabhu. Very, very nice comparing. And now come to Mamta Mataji. Mamta Mataji, very, very beautiful topic, and the main part, how you explain each and everything is amazing, Mataji. Believe me, I feel like I'm hearing a very senior Mataji's lecture today. Very nice, beautifully. And I don't have much about sharing, but a few days back, we all went one ashram where one Brijvasi told us a very beautiful statement, which I like very, very, very much. And he told that there's two stages to remember Krishna. One stage we forcefully remember Krishna, I'm on that stage only. Like I have to remember Krishna, but in the another stage, Krishna automatically, like you never forget Krishna, automatically comes in your mind. So all the Brijvasi and all the gopis in that stage only. And actually they all the gopis like they all pray to Lord, go from our mind so that we can do our household work. So and you explain this thing, Mataji, very nicely. And I remember one more story I heard Bhagavatam that actually I don't remember like correctly, but when Krishna goes to his abode Goloka Vrindavan, 16,100 gopis still left on this planet, and she feels separation from Krishna. Then their grandson what is name, Brajnabha, they told, okay, I will take you to Vrindavan, and now you feel a little better. So that Brajnabha, all the 1601 gopi, like queens of Krishna, they all went to Vrindavan with that Brajnabha. Then they saw that Yamuna Maharani, she feels, wow, how can you feel so happy? You didn't feel separation from Krishna? Then Yamuna Maharani told, no, I never feel separation from Krishna because I'm serving Radharani, and Radharani also never separate Krishna. So how then 1601 gopis told that queens told how we can also feel the same because we feel very badly. Then they told, okay, you go to some pure devotee of Krishna. He will tell you the pastime of Krishna, then you feel better. So where I'll find the pure devotee of Krishna? Then he told, okay, you go some place, I don't remember. Go there, and there's some trees and shrubs, and actually that trees and shrubs is all Uddhava. Because when Uddhava, then they all go to their trees and shrubs, and they pray to that trees and shrubs. Then they appear, they like Uddhava appear in that like his personal form, and when he starts speaking about like then they requested to please tell the pastime of Krishna and something. Then when like Uddhava, when he starts speaking about Krishna, he cries. Then they feel, wow, yeah, he's a pure devotee. And I don't remember a pure like whole story. So in this level, that level, Uddhava's position is there. And thank you so much, Venkat Prabhu and Mamta Mataji, to make us realize that feeling, and we all can feel that some movie or something is going on. And so thank you so much, Mamta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, can you please ask Prabhu to address Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Aparna Mataji, Ati Sundari Mataji. Mm. See, your name is Ati Sundari Mataji. You see Ati Sundar in everything. Thank you for making me feel, so special. I just did as per my caliber, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji, and for adding on this story. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, you have blessings of Guru and Gauranga Mataji. We can feel Mataji. So thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhu, can you please share your views, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Hare Krishna. So thanks a lot, Venkat Prabhuji, for the nice kirtan. As all said, we heard you after a long time, and
All glories to you, Prabhu. You invited me, Prabhu. I don't know how you remembered or you recalled me, but yeah, last week when I met Vasan Prabhu, he was asking me, but I said, Prabhu, it will be tough for me. But when you texted me, then I thought, okay, something Krishna is texting me, so okay, I will accept it. So I accepted, Prabhu. And thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity, Prabhu. I kept you last to thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
very well. So for that also, thanks to Vasant Prabhuji and the association only, Prabhu. So you have a biggest role in our life, Prabhu. I mean, you helped us. You helped us at the time when that 12 grams of taxi for attending the Mangala were more dearer to us than the Mangala. So that was the level that you picked us, Prabhu. And
Prabhu,
so
I was a Nimitta Matra, Prabhu. I need to thank you for giving me this opportunity, Prabhu.
thank you, Prabhu. Thanks to you, Vasant Prabhuji, for helping us to be part of those Mangalas and attend those programs. So we'll never forget you for that, Prabhu. And it was full of pain, emotions. Your kirtan, Prabhu, and we could feel it all the times. And next, Mamta Mataji, I'm really sorry. I could not attend it due to various kinds of disturbances during this, like some calls. I had to go down a couple of times. So I could attend a part of this. So, but I promise you that I will listen to your lecture today. And because whatever part I attended, it was really, really very nice, Mataji. So from the part that I could attend, Mataji, one was that prostitute example, and the students and the Brahmana example who rejects or who ignores once they are served, once their purpose is fulfilled. So my situation is also same. When we need something, we approach Krishna with full heart, with full attention, and the very same Krishna who solves our problem, the very next moment, he does not look that attractive or that much important in our heart once our purpose is fulfilled. So it is in line with what Kunti Maharani's prayers also, that if that is the case, you give us the problem only, because otherwise we cannot value you. Obviously, we can never value Krishna what he is, but even our attempt to value Krishna reduces drastically when we are not into problem. So thanks a lot for that. And then in the takeaways at the end, and Vasant Prabhuji mentioned about the forgetfulness part. So forgetfulness is a coin. Okay, so we don't have to ignore or reject or throw this coin, right? Because on one side of this coin is Krishna, and the other side is Maya. So forgetfulness we must keep with us always, the same way as we are keeping it now. But the only change that is required is just to have the desire that someday this coin we will try our best, we'll push ourselves best to turn this coin on the other side. The way Maya looks at attractive today, let our all attempts be towards changing the direction of this coin, so that we face it towards Krishna, not the other side. So because we are not the one who are actually going to turn that coin. That's why, like I said, we must have the desire that we will try our best that the coin gets changed, but it will be changed by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. And to justify the same, I do not remember the sloka or the reference for this, but Brahmaji, he starts preparation for the soul who just starts to have the desire to start the chanting. Means if I'm sleeping in the night, if I desire that tomorrow morning I wake up at 4 o'clock and I will chant my rounds nicely, and while sleeping, when I am having this desire, whether I wake up at same 8 o'clock, that is a different question. It is not an excuse, but what I'm trying to highlight is the desire that we are having at the night while sleeping, that tomorrow morning I will wake up. That looking at that desire, Brahmaji starts preparation for us that someday this soul will go pass through this place. So let this place be clean. Let me make the arrangements. So that much is the position of the having the desires. So I think, yeah, that's the position, Mataji. I wanted to share. Thanks a lot. Done for now. Thanks.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, your kind example is also very excellent, Prabhu. So we need to have a desire. Yeah, it is really. Yeah, we need to put effort to achieve our desire also. Not only having the desire, we need to put effort to achieve the desire. Yeah, it is really good point for today, Prabhu. Prabhu, taking forward, Prabhu, this recording is going on. How it has to be stopped, I don't know. And then, yeah, Prabhu, Mataji, yeah, you can share your feedback, Mataji, to Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Sunil Prabhu, thank you so much. Even I think Wednesday you pinged me. I wasn't prepared. I was struggling to choose the topic actually. So thank you for the mercy and the blessing that helped me to choose the topic. And then I was also, in a mode. Okay, yes, I will have to give the class. It was a kind of reminder to me, Prabhu. So thank you, Prabhu, for reminding me, and thank you for all the Vaishnava's blessing that I could able to speak about such topic. And it's it was full of rasa actually. More than speaking, it's a matter of feeling, more than you probably may get short with words, and I'm totally short with words to explain the feeling of gopis, separation, lamentation, and then the pacification, which has been given by Uddhava, how he pacified. uh, yeah uh, as Sant Gopi
Hare Krishna.
Maji, we are unable to hear you. Hare Krishna. Santosh Prabhu, can you stop the recording, Prabhu?
Okay, Prabhu.